Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, in the name of God, the merciful, the beneficent. Good day, my global village. This is Hajjah, Lennora, Muti'ah, Pierrot. And today I want to just share a few really reflective moments. Turning 50 has been truly a reflective aspect on my journey in life on a regular basis. And this morning, after the morning prayer, myself and my daughter were having this conversation, and she had just come home from work, and we were talking about how in life there are so many different decisions and advice and life decisions that we get to see how relevant they are years and years later. So what goes in line and what's relevant for me is that in 2000, I believe it was either between 2005, 2006 to 2009, one of my girlfriends had told me to get my CDL. And it's incredible because today she has her CDL and she's had her CDL, and it's really, really just overwhelming, I think. And just the reality was that all these years ago she had mentioned that to me, and I wasn't able to see the wisdom of it. I wasn't able to see the benefit, or I wasn't able to see how I myself was relevant, or how that particular situation would assist my existence, my reality. And in the conversation, what I had to say to her was that I see it as we are where we are based on where we need to be. And the labels have a way of either uplifting us, or it has a way of allowing us to stay down. And I was telling her about Dr. Eric Thomas when he came to Tuskegee University this Tuesday for the students. It was a phenomenal process, because I think the key part of his speech to me was him acknowledging to these young people that he knows where a lot of them are from. He knows that this opportunity that these people, that they have at this moment while they're sitting there, is the opportunity for them to be and do whatever it is that they want to do and be. And what was really insightful is the manner in which he went about his event. He had the students do their ball and parlay, and he had them do their thing. And it was really interesting because I even got into the groove of the thing as well, because again, I've been dancing since I was like 7, 8 years old, from ballet classes to modern dance to African to jazz. Music is my passion. It's in my DNA. It's in my blood. I love music and I love dancing. And so when he used that, when I saw him use the music, and the key thing when he spoke, he was like, I have a set amount of time that I'm here for, and I need to make sure that you guys get and understand all that I'm giving you. So he said, I watched y'all in sync. So for me, it means that there's collaboration. You can collaborate. So the idea that you can't collaborate, that's not true. Because you prove it daily that you can. And so what was amazing, so he's like, look, okay, you're here. Are you remembering where you come from? Are you remembering who has you here? So he said the whole purpose was, you have to work to have fun. And it was so he was like, this is partying. You guys are here doing this. He said, that's the party. But where's the work as the result? So the payoff, the result is the work that you put in, the degrees that you get, the positions that you're going to be going to. Are you going to continue with your education? Are you going to build? That is the reward. That is the work that you put in order to get the reward of the party, the reward of the trip, the reward of a getaway, the reward of a partner that's on that same level with you. And so that was really, really important. And the key thing he said was that it's about preparation. You have to be prepared. You have to be ready. So here's where the conversation took me to another place. And I was comparing that statement about being ready so that whenever someone comes, when opportunities come to you, that you're not missing these opportunities. And so what was interesting in that is that all I could think of was my experiences. I've had amazing opportunities, and many times I feel like I've lost, or it was not, I allowed those amazing opportunities to slip by. And this is what I've been seeing and looking at for the longest time. And what I had to realize was that when he was there and he was sharing and expressing and just really giving his soul, because he gives parts of his soul to you because he's connecting from a real place, a pure place, a raw place. He was helping, and he is helping each and every one of us to find that place within ourselves, that aspect of our soul to help drive us. And so what tends to happen is when you labelize a particular situation in our society, what it does is it automatically makes you feel less than if it's not positive. It automatically makes you feel better than if it's positive. And so finding the balance in the two is so important. And so from my 50 mindset, I've had to really look at it from not a perspective of good or bad, but from a perspective of light or dark. And that made me realize that there's this gray area. And I think I've loved the gray area for such a long time. It's because it's a justification for whichever one of those things that you don't want to have to deal with. So that's what a gray area is. You can always make an excuse for something. It doesn't allow you to listen to what's being said, process it, and start being responsible for it. And that was my understanding, that at this stage, if you're not where you believe that you should be, understand is that is where you're supposed to be. That's the first thing, is accepting this state, accepting this stage, accepting this reality. First, acceptance. Like, I accept that this is where I am. Because if you don't accept it, it's kind of difficult to get out of it. Because even if you're in denial of it, all of the work and energy that you put in will be for something other than. It won't be for the root cause. It won't be for the main. It will not be, because you're operating from some place that isn't real. You're operating from some place that you've had all of these different experiences, and these experiences has literally put you in these boxes, put you in these positions, put you in this society, it puts you in these, it labelizes you. And once you go based on labels and not based from truth and reality, then you're really, instead of going this way, which is a constant flow, you're really going this way. It is the opposite of smooth. So it's the opposite. So smooth. And here's the interesting part. Because sometimes you forget which is right, because if you're always going this way and you're not going this way, the natural nature is that things come, and as they come, you build, you grow, but then what happens is, like, things are leaving, and you're always fighting, you're always searching, you're always trying to figure out how to get it done, where to get it done. It's a constant, it becomes a constant fight, a constant battle. And that's what happens when you're not able to see your truth, when you're not able to accept your truth. And here is where, once you accept your truth, then there's a work, it's a responsibility, and really it's about purpose. Purpose in okay, so what do I do? What do I want? How do I want it? Where do I go? And these it takes you to different places. In the conversation this morning, it really is about understanding that you are where you're supposed to be. And what does that mean? For every single person, it means something different. Every single person, it is something different. Something totally different. How, and then there's so many things. How do you get out if that's not where you want to be? How do you see this? How do you see that? I think for me personally, I had to shut down a lot of the noise. But I think it only took the shutdown of people that I really love and I've respected and I've looked up to. It is the moment that all of those people were leaving based on choices, decisions, environment, society, every single thing that had to do with me. It's when all of these people started leaving that I had to really stand back and reflect on that. And it's not always all of these quotes about they're leaving because you're better off, and there are truths to all of those things, but that's not how existence works. There are so many aspects to existence that it's not just about one quote. Every single quote relates to you in every way. In some way, shape, or form, everything relates to you and nothing relates to you. And this is why it's really, really important to know your truth, to know your real, your fear, your love, your joy, your passion, your hurt. You have to know those things for you, because if you don't know them for you, then you can't operate in this world that we're in to the best of your ability. And what does that look like in once you get that? It's a journey, and all I know is that being here at 50, after having 9 incredible children, being married for 28 years of my life, I am really thankful for every single one of those experiences, because one thing I have to say is remember the good things when you're in a bad situation, when you're feeling overwhelmed, and when you're feeling lost, and when you're feeling fear, and when you're feeling disheartened, and when you're not feeling worthy, and when you're not feeling just the best, and when you can watch, when you're binge watching shows and you're comparing your reality to those shows, those are the moments that you've got to turn it off. You've got to turn it off, and you've got to like get here. Like, what is it that I need? What are the things that makes you happy? What are the things that gives you joy? What are those things? So as we're in the first stages of acceptance, find that thing that gives you joy.